Pat. How are you today?
I'm great, Melissa.
Great.
Nice to see you.
Thank you for joining us today. So I understand you're going to tell us a little bit about Against Abuse.
Yes, I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
For those that don't know, I'm Pat Griffen, the Executive Director, going on 40 years of having found Against Abuse. We are domestic violence, sexual assault, education prevention service agency here in Pinal County, and happy to be providing services and glad to be able to help the community.
Awesome. Can you tell me a little bit about how Against Abuse started and why?
Sure. About 40 years ago, the state legislature decided it would be a good idea to dedicate money from marriage licenses and divorce decrees into a special fund per county to service domestic violence victims. And we wrote a grant and got our first grant from state legislature about 40 years ago.
Awesome.
And that's how we came to be.
Okay, great. And what are some of your biggest accomplishments since you've started Against Abuse?
Oh my goodness. Let's see, going back 40 years, right? Well, first of all, we have 2 domestic violence shelters, one here in Casa Grande and one in Maricopa, city of Maricopa. We also have a supervised visitation program for concentrating on family reunification, trying to avoid divorce and bring families back together. We have a sexual assault prevention program as well as a community program for seeing people in the community that have not come into shelter. We also have a thrift store, which is a great community support service. We receive a lot of donations, and then we're able to share what comes into the thrift store with clients that come into our program.
Awesome. All right, can you tell me a little bit about fundraising and some of the challenges that you've had raising funds?
The last 2 years have been very, very difficult. Our annual Taste of Casa Grande has had to be canceled because of COVID for 2 years in a row now. We're hoping that in 2022 we can do our 35th annual taste and have a big celebration. That's our big hope. In Maricopa we have what we call Seeds of Change Gala, and that's on its 17th year of fundraising for the area of Maricopa. And that actually is happening the latter part of February of 2022.
Okay. And so the fundraising efforts, they raise money for the operating expenses?
Yes, absolutely. We have probably about 29 different funding sources in the agency, all sorts of different grants and wonderful donations from the community. But the 2 major fundraisers are we don't have masters, as I call them, for that money, so we can use them for general operating expenses.
Okay.
We've actually, with COVID, we've been very, very fortunate to get COVID funds the last 2 years, and it has helped us to sanitize the shelters and purchase gloves and sanitation devices and security systems and things that we ordinarily would not be able to afford. So that's the only good that has come from COVID that I can think of right now.
Okay, great. Is there anything else that you'd like readers to know about Against Abuse?
Well, I'd like for them to know that we're a private nonprofit agency. There's only one Against Abuse in existence as far as we know. We are incorporated. We have 50 staff, which are the most dedicated, wonderful people in the whole wide world. They have stayed with us throughout COVID, and they have made the best of it in terms of the services that we provide.
Okay, terrific. All right, well, I guess now we can go into statistics.
I would like to indicate that for our transitional living and rapid rehousing program this year, which is new for us, we actually provided 14,262 bed nights for 82 survivors through those programs. So
that's quite a bit.
Even though situations are different, the service is still needed. And something like that will show that. We had 188 families that went through our supervised visitation program, and our volunteers, including the Animal Safe Home, provided almost 5,000 hours of volunteer service.
That's great.
So, yeah, there's a lot going on, even though the pandemic has created a new way for us to do business.
Okay. Well, welcome, Kimberly.
Thank you for having me.
So, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do for Against Abuse?
Sure. My name is Kimberly Henry, Kimberlyhenry. I am the sexual assault mobile advocate for Against Abuse.
Okay, awesome. And how long have you been with Against Abuse?
So in December will be 2 years.
Oh, wow, okay. Great. So can you tell us a little bit about what you do for Against Abuse and how it helps the county?
Of course. So I'm a mobile advocate, so I provide services for those who have been affected by sexual assault. Sometimes we get referrals from different hospitals, FACs, or just calls into our crisis line. So I respond. That might mean I do a SANE accompaniment, so a sexual assault nurse's exam accompaniment, or I can provide one-on-one services for them or groups.
Okay, great. Can you tell me a little bit about why these services are needed in Pinal County?
Definitely. Well, Pinal County is vast, and a lot of the issues that we have in Pinal County are transportation. So me being a mobile advocate is really helpful because I can respond anywhere in Pinal County for those who don't have transportation and provide transportation when needed.
Okay, awesome. Can you tell me a little bit about the statistics?
Sure. So we have statistics from different police departments in Pinal County in 2020. So these are 2020 stats. We don't quite have 2021 yet. Pinal County Sheriff's Office reported that they had 282 sexual assault offenses just last year, and 31 of them are children. Casa Grande reported 34, and Eloy 72, and Maricopa 137.
Wow. And so all of those are referred to you for services?
So they might be referred to our agency, and they might be referred to the local FACs, Family Advocacy Centers.
Okay, awesome. What else would you like Pinal County readers to know about Against Abuse and your services?
So I definitely want them to know that we're here. We're here to support them. A lot of survivors, I like to call them survivors, don't understand that they don't necessarily have to report. And I think that's a big barrier and a fear for them. And so we're here to provide services for them as well as their families. And we have a really amazing partnership with Banner Hospital as well. They have some pretty good statistics that they were able to give us. 2021 statistics were 47 sexual assaults and 9 strangulations.
Oh, wow.
And Banner Hospital is absolutely wonderful in helping our clients. They don't charge for any of their services, so they don't have to have insurance. They provide the SANE exams, all the prophylaxis, all the strangulation exams free of charge. And then they give us the referral so I can go in and help them with ongoing services. And I also want everyone to know that our services don't end after the assault. Our services are ongoing. I have some clients that I've been seeing for 4 years. So it's as long as they need us to be there for them.
Okay, great. Can you tell me a little bit about what it's like when a call comes in to you? How do you start working with the victims?
So it really depends on how the call comes in.
Okay.
But I contact the victim. I let them know what their options are. So it's really important that our services are victim-centered. So I always tell them in the beginning, you're driving the boat. I'm merely helping you navigate the water. So it's all in what they want to do. If they don't want an exam, that's okay. If they just need someone to talk to, if they need housing, just safety even for the night, that we're there for them for that.
Okay. It must be a tough job. How do you cope with it?
So I am blessed that I get to give back. So I'm a survivor myself. So this for me is a privilege to be able to help others see that although this is a traumatic event, and it's hard to see beyond today, that there is hope for them and that their cape is going to come out and their wings are going to spread and they're going to do amazing things.
Okay. And are cases on the rise, or are they declining? How is it here in Pinal County?
So a lot of these cases go unreported, whether that's fear-based. Sometimes they're fearful of reporting. Sometimes they're ashamed. They don't want to report. And so we really don't have accurate numbers. So to say it's on the rise or not on the rise is hard to say. We manage it how we can. We help when we can.
Okay, terrific.